So, acorns, let's draw the bleeding arm together. So, you must be very, very, very confused. Um, Welcome to your just average otherworld related video where you will be very confused. Um, if you don't know, in the other world, it's Centarian victory mode. Centarian center kingdom. It has a lot of names, otherly known as the Hills, or like the Kingdom of the Hills, um, or like the Centarian Kingdom Center. Um, how do I say this? It is Centarian Victory Month because on April 10th, 2019, we kind of like kicked the, I'm gonna say, baddies out of center. um I'm gonna use a lot of family friendly words here, but like very bad people. um I know that um if you have seen my very old like otherworld movie videos, I am taking down the April 10th one, by the way, for a lot of reasons. um but I am just going to draw the bleeding arm. This is an if you know you know situation, because um this is going to be included in my book, and well, my book is going to be based on the stuff that I see in the other world and the stuff that happens in the other world. And wait a minute, um wait, how should I, let's see, try to remember what she was wearing, but it was hard to remember what she was wearing. It was very easy to remember what happened to her. um And on that day, of course, you're very confused right now. April 10th is Centarian Victory Month, where we kind of kick the baddies out of center, um, with the Petunian team. And if you don't know what the Petunian team is, well, welcome to Roka talking about the other world. Not all of us are Petunian, and Petunian is another country, but um, it's a team of a bunch of people who protect the world in some sort, and it's a long story, but here we go. Um, it's a very long story, basically, but um, I don't know how I'm gonna talk about Centarian Victory Month because there's a lot of stuff that I don't think I should be saying for a number of reasons. It was a lot thinner than that. Wait. Aha. Aha. Looks like I'm not a complete and total loser after all. What was I doing? Okay. Yes. And there was Baran, my sister in the other world, and she's the one who, as we like to say, cut the donkey's arm off. Um, she cut the donkey's arm off um, on April 10th, but we torn down their flag and replaced it with the Centarian flag on April 14th, which is why April 14th is special, but April 10th is Centarian Victory Day, the holiday. April 14th is when we like officially kick them all out, you know? And I'm gonna, now let's draw the blood. the bleeding arm. Hold on. Put that one in the back. Copy and paste. Put one in the front. And this isn't gonna be the only video I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be using to talk about this because it's gonna be one long video. I'm also gonna talk about the programming on the main Centarian channel and what they program for the day. So I'm going to now let's do a move. This move is called there's something in their blood because she was warm, 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 warm magic. In my main video, when you open my channel, you're gonna hear long, long, long ago. And there, I called it dark and light. But, like, is there really a word for them? There are words in a language that I don't understand. An otherworld language that I don't understand. So, and it's spoken in Northern Centurian, or as they call it, the Northern Hills. And I couldn't pronounce anything in that language for the life of me. Not even the name. I think it's Sirs. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. I can't even write it for you guys to help try and pronounce it because you wouldn't be able to understand the writing. And I'm not able to understand the writing either. And those who understand it are trying to teach me how to say it, and I can't say it. Anyways, there's two main big types of magic, that, and it's not really magic. It's complicated, and so like, yeah, the other world is complicated. It's not really magic, and it's not really magic world anymore. I used to call it that. I was gaslighted by this world into calling it a lot of things. One being dream world, one being imaginary world, because that's what the adults would tell me. When I was like, oh, in the other world, they'd be like, oh, no, 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 imaginary. Now continue what you're saying. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, in the imaginary. And I was gaslighted into saying it when it wasn't really the truth. Um, and I'm not gonna let that happen to me ever again. I'm not gonna let anyone take. No, no, no. It's imaginary because it exists only in theory. It exists, but like only in theory. No, no, no. No. I'm trying to also clean my dusty keyboard with my finger over here. Focus, Roka. All right, this video is 8 minutes long already. Let's do this. And her blood is kind of weird because she was warm magic. Warm. We can say warm magic and cold magic is two different words for it. She was warm magic, or as we like to call them, pancake heads. um, uh, um, no more comments on that. And now let's draw some more. Just have it a little less, that. Oh, this is a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. And now let's make the tiny little details back, just because it was bleeding a lot. But it was just the arm, guys, don't worry. It was just the arms. No one's dead. At least not because of us. It was just the arms. Because that's all we can do. Look at that bleeding. It's ugly. This project is gonna get taken down. I'm actually gonna make sure that this project does not get any popular and does not reach any popularity and it just rocks with 0 views. Chilling, absolutely. And nobody's gonna find it and nobody's gonna report it and nobody's gonna bat an eye. Hopefully. So there it was. Wait, we're done already? No, we can't be done already. Yeah, I think we're done already. No. Anyways, time to move on to our next section of the video. Okay, so do this. The main Centarian channel opens. Well, it doesn't really close at night, but in the morning before the day begins, they always every day start off with the national anthem. Except today, it was special. Um, it had a bunch of different people playing the instrumental and a very special person on the drums. I'm gonna say this. And then right after it was over and it had everyone. And I was in there. um, and Brian was in there. Everyone was in there. Imagine everybody. 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 And then there was kind of like a montage of how the news were being spread during the 2010s, like the stuff that was happening during the 2010s that there wasn't any reports on, but like how these news spread. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, um, when the Queen has given birth, and when the Patuan team was there, and when some Centarians went to live in Patu, and basically because there was no Centarian channel during that time, it was couldn't have it. It was shut down. It didn't exist during that time. It disappeared into the void in 2008 when it all happened. Um, and of course, at the end of that montage was like how everything, how we kicked them out, the baddies, the bad guys, the no guys out in 2019. And then we had the morning cooking show like every other day, and people were surprised that the morning cooking show was still there. Um, yeah, but that day, they made Eid Kak because it was Eid al-Fitr that day. It was a very special April 10th this year. Not only because the stuff that we did, like after 2023, after we kind of like won 2023 in a way, the stuff that happened in 2023, little battle that happened in 2023. Um, it was a very special against those same people. It was a very special April 10th. Um, it was also an Eid al-Fitr. Stupid. Even I got confused. Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. No. It was Eid al-Fitr. It was Eid al-Fitr. It's one thing to remember. It's one thing to mix up whether it's Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha. It's a very stupid thing, but it's one thing. It's a whole other thing when you said hate to this person because he was partying in Eid al-Adha and not going out to kill sheep. It It's a long story. 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 And then they have the kids section. The kids section, they usually don't have it on a Wednesday, I think. Yeah, it was a Wednesday. The kids section, they don't have it on Wednesday usually. It's a family channel and there's family stuff. Well, depending on the time, during late, and when I say late, I mean late at night, starting at like 12 or 1 a.m. until like 4 something a.m. It's like for like mature audiences, unless it's during current events. Any other section for like really mature audiences, it's during the night. And yes, there are a few jokes, but like, don't worry, it's not. Because when the Centarian channel did this, people were like, "Oh my God, it's like insert certain bad channel over here." Oh my God, why am I talking about this? Yep, kids section. And it was teaching about the April 10th and basically it's stuff that happened during the 2010s. Throwback section, Time Boy. Time Boy is a really old, one of the most oldest and one of the most classic Centarian channel shows ever. It's about a boy and he time travels and he has a friend and they time travel together and they go on adventures because they're stupid little boys with ADHD who like doing adventures and playing around and get in trouble and get out of trouble. It's a really cool show. Really cool show. Why do they play it on April 10th? Because for many reasons. Hold on. Why did they play it on April 10th? It's because for many reasons. Well, not that many. It's well because it's a very special show. Also because kids it's a family show and kids really loved it. And everybody really loved it. But like kids during like the 2010s who grew up during the 2010s, guilty, didn't have the joys to experience it basically when it was airing. So that's one of the reasons. Um, and then it was the first appearances of the Petunian team before they even joined the Petunian team. If they appeared on the Centarian channel before the Petunian team even existed, if members appeared on the Centarian channel before the Petunian team even existed, like Kate and Sarah, they appeared before they were on the Petunian team. It has something to do with their school. And TCC Patu, the Centarian channel Patu, Petunian version of the channel that existed in Patu because it had already existed, but it was like really popular during the 2010s where Centarians who went to live in Patu during the 2010s, there was a lot of them. So TCC Patu was really popular and there were throwbacks to when TCC Patu first opened up and the official broadcasting returned January 9th, 2021. The channel finally came back. Well, it came back sometime when I was like during my Ani Junior era. um, so when I say during the Ani Junior era, I mean in this world's time, in human world time, around the pandemic and stuff. In the other world, there was no pandemic. It's just for you, the person who's listening right now, to give you a sense of time, like when it was starting to come back. But like the official broadcasting return, where it did something special, I forgot what it was January 9th. Yeah, a full almost 2 years after that happened. Current events is basically news. And for the rest of the day, it showed the April 10th celebrations that happened all around Center. It's a very, 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 very big country. It's a very big kingdom. It's a very big place. It's very big, big and strong, because we drink a lot of milk. Like, also like, Dana. Um, and in the Northern Hills, Northern Center, too, because they have a very different feel, and because Center is very big, so it's very diverse inside. But like Northern Center, they have a whole other language and stuff. And then there was the singing festivals, and we were loud, and because we wanted certain people to hear us, we wanted the whole world to hear us. and the whole world really did hear us. It was beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, there was something special for Karen Arena, um, who was our friend, and there was something dedicated to her and other people who didn't make it to see the victory on April 10th, 2019, and I'm pretty sure they saw it um, somewhere from the other side. Pretty sure they can see it. Um, yeah. So, um, even though today and this year isn't really the best, these days that we're living in right now aren't really the best, but at least we kicked the Texans out of center. And people are safer than they have been, and we will continue to protect everyone. I know when I say that I miss my childhood and something like that, oops, during the 2010s over on the other side in the other world, it wasn't really the best times. Um, but I think that now that people are safer, we can try and be kids again. Or at least me, because I'm the only one that probably wants to be like a kid again. We're gonna learn to be happy, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Actually, didn't enjoy. Hope you understood something out of this video that you probably did not understand and you definitely did not watch until the end. But I am now done talking about April 10th and Centarian Victory Month and how it's a very special. I hope you learned stuff about the other world that you wanted to learn about, which is really cool to me because people they say, "Oh, nobody cares. Nobody cares." Like, stop talking about the other world because nobody cares. Well, if you watched until over here, then it looks like you do care, which is nice. So thank you and goodbye, acorns. Goodbye.